I was just going to say, do we have one? Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, good morning. I'm Commissioner Procco. This is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for January 28, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar as well. All right, when you hear your name, please step up to the podium. It's in the center of the courtroom in here. At the end of your hearing today, you are going to be receiving some paperwork that will cover everything we go over, so that'll include your next court dates as well as all of your release conditions. For those of you who will be out of custody prior to your next court date, I do recommend contacting the court in advance so you can verify those hearing details. Please keep in mind you do have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in the courtroom is being recorded, both audio and video, and could be used in a future court proceeding. We're going to begin today with Marcus Torres. After that, we've got Lisa Martinez. Hi, Mr. Torres, if you could state your full name and date of birth.
Good morning, ma'am. My full name is Marcus Dean Torres, July 31st, 1979.
All right, thank you. So you've been brought in here today on a page 2. This is for new charges that'll be submitted to Superior Court.
Yes, ma'am.
The charges that came in are 1 count of theft, Class 3 felony, and 3 counts of burglary in the 3rd degree, Class 4 felonies.
Yes, ma'am.
The dates of offense are 3 of them, January 9, January 13, and January 14 of this year.
I'm not too sure what the counts are, but I'll get with my lawyer, ma'am.
Absolutely, and an attorney has been appointed to represent you in this case. You do have a status conference set February 3rd with a preliminary hearing February 6th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix.
Amen.
So in this case, you do have a bond. I know you're still being held in your probation matter in any event, but your bond in this matter is a $5,000 secured appearance bond. You're also being ordered not to return to the scene of the offense or have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're still not to possess any weapons, and you do still need to contact probation if you are released from custody within 72 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions regarding this matter?
Just if my probation is reinstated, I just need $5,000 to get released.
Correct.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
That'll be the secured appearance bond in this matter, and that's, as far as I know, the only one, because I don't believe the charges were filed in the other case, so this would be the only bond that I'm aware of.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork over there.
Please.
All right, so we have Lisa Martinez, and then Angelica Duarte will be up next.
Welcome, welcome, and good morning. This is live, and we're in Maricopa County today. What are we going to get today? I have no idea.
All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Lisa Audrey Mary Martinez, 12/25/1991.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charge is 1 count of robbery, which is a Class 4 felony. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You currently have a status conference set February 3rd, preliminary hearing February 6th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on a review of your history, as well as the nature of the offense that you're here for, you do have a bond, which is a $1,000 secured appearance bond. You're also ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged complainant or witness in this matter. It does look like you have a couple warrants out of the city of Chandler, too, so if you have a hold there, even if you post this bond, you might still need to go take care of those. That's completely separate. Any questions regarding this case, though?
No, I can just talk to them. Thank you so much.
You want to go and step over? You can go and pick that up. All right, so we've got Ms. Duarte, and then Jorge Escoto will be up next.
Good morning for everybody that just joined in. Really appreciate you guys. Hey, don't forget, tap.
Full name and date of birth?
Angelica Duarte, January 24, 2002.
All right, thank you. So you're here for a bench warrant that was issued. It's for a failure to appear in CR 2024-001038. In that matter, your court dates are now going to be a status conference February 3rd, preliminary hearing February 6th, both at 8:30 a.m. And in this case, the bond in your warrant's been affirmed, so that's going to be a $2,500 secured appearance bond. The rest of your release conditions do remain the same. Do you have any questions regarding any of that information?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick that paperwork up. Thank you.
Next. All right, and
All
welcome
right, so we have Jorge Escoto and Stephen Kozowski will be up next. Sir, your full name and date of birth?
All right, Ernesto Enriquez Escoto, July 3rd, 1984.
All right, so you are here for 2 separate cases today. So the first one I have here is going to be for a grand jury warrant that's been issued. So this is going to be out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. An indictment has been filed in that matter, alleging 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 5 felony with the offense date of November 30 of 2023. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a arraignment hearing set on February 5th at 8:30. that'll take place at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. There is a bond in this matter. That is a $1,000 secured appearance bond, so the bond in the warrant has been affirmed. You're also ordered not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness involved in this case. Your next matter we have here, this is for a failure to appear warrant that was issued out of the El Centro Justice Court. That's in their case number JC 2023-111632. In that matter, an arraignment hearing is set January 31 at 8:30. That'll be at the El Centro Justice Court. And in that case, since it was the first warrant issued, I did go ahead and reduce that down to a $50 secured appearance bond. And since I did set a bond in that matter, I did also appoint the public defender's office for that issue as required pursuant to Rule 6.1. Do you have any questions regarding either of these two cases I've just gone over?
No questions.
All right, if you want to go ahead and have a step to your left there, we'll get you that paperwork so you can have a seat. Thank you. All right, so we've got Mr. Kvanowski and then Lorenzo Mainville will be up next.
Up next on The Price is Wrong.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Stephen James Krasnowski, 21284.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for 3 separate cases today. I'll go ahead and start with your 2 probation matters. So in each of those probation cases, there was a petition to revoke filed that alleges a violation of terms. I'm sorry, it's not a petition to revoke. That was already filed. The reason the warrants were issued is because you failed to appear at your hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
So that hearing date is now going to be set on February 4th at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and the bond in each of those warrants has been affirmed. Looks like each of those has a $500 secured appearance bond. So $1,000 total for the probation cases. So you're also here on a new matter out of Superior Court. The charge that was submitted there is 1 count of criminal trespass in the first degree, which is a Class 6 felony. Public defenders appointed there as well. Your court dates on that matter are a status conference February 3rd with the preliminary hearing February 6th, both at 8:30. In that matter, there is a $50 cash-only appearance bond. I'm putting that in place primarily because I want them to know you're in custody and all that.
Got you.
So your orders also include the order that you're not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, or co-defendant. You're not to possess any weapons, and you do need to contact probation within 72 hours if you're released from custody.
Okay.
Any questions about that?
So, all I have to do is basically just post the bonds?
You
It's
just
cash
do,
only,
yeah.
isn't it? Is it cash only, or is it?
No, the $1,000, that's secured. The
Okay.
$50 is
It's
a
cash
cash
only.
only.
Okay, cool, okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then on that, my next court date is what you said, the 4th?
The 3rd is your next court date for the new case, the
Okay.
new charge. The 4th is your probation case, so both in February.
Okay, all right, cool.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
This is Arizona. This is live.
All right, so we have Mr. Mainville and
something
Richard
else.
Wiggins
I
up
don't
after
remember
that.
what I was going to say. This is live once again, Maricopa County in Arizona. And, the reason they're in the street closed is because they haven't been processed
Your
yet.
full name and date of birth?
Lorenzo Garcia Mainville, 10-12-98.
All right, so you've got 2 separate cases here today. These are both going to be for bench warrants issued for failures to appear. One is in your probation matter, one is in your open felony case in Superior Court. So I'll start with the probation matter. In that case, you now have a revocation arraignment hearing set on February 4 at 8:30. That would be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And in that matter, the bond in your warrant's been affirmed. That's a $50 secured appearance bond. Your next case that I have here is going to be for a failure to appear warrant issued in your open felony matter, CR 2023-139423. In that matter, you now have a status conference set February 3rd, preliminary hearing February 6th, both at 8:30. The bond in that case is a $500 secured appearance bond, $550 total for both. Other release conditions that you received the last time you were here do remain the same. Do you have any questions regarding this?
So if I pay $550, I'd bond out?
You would be bonding out in these 2 matters, correct?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
So
All right, so we have Richard Wiggins and Marissa Tyree will be up next.
I've done Florida. I started doing Florida yesterday. But I think no, Mexico or Minnesota also does them. I'm looking for new states. So if you know
All right,
some,
sir,
shoot
your
them
full name
through.
and date of birth?
Paul Zucchini.
I'm sorry, say again?
Paul Zucchini.
I can't hear what
Paul
you're saying.
Arthur Cheney.
You're saying your name is
Paul
Cheney?
Arthur. Yeah.
Okay. So you were not called at all?
Well, really told me.
Yeah, your name was not called. All right, well, we'll go ahead and do your matter since we have you in here. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. And this is for a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation term. So the public defender's been appointed. You currently have a revocation arraignment hearing February 4 at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. And the bond in your warrant's been affirmed. This one's a $500 secured appearance bond. Since you still are on supervised probation, if you do end up posting bond and you are released from custody, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours.
So what now? I didn't understand.
Which part? The last part about contacting probation?
But I can't hear that good.
Do you need the headphones? Will that assist you?
Just, I don't know what you're saying about the probation bond.
Hold on one second. We'll get you headphones so you can hear me better.
So I did Osceola, Florida. I have no idea where that's at because I'm not from Florida, but that's the place I did yesterday. Anyhow, if you guys followed me on the second account, I went ahead and they lifted my restrictions on my second account, and I followed you guys back. Connecticut.
All right, sir, is that better?
I can't hear.
Connecticut, I do board of parole hearings, and also I have a second channel, or I have a second stream that runs.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yep.
This other platform.
I'll go over your information here again then. So you've been brought in for a probation violation warrant. So in this case, there was a petition to revoke filed that alleges a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation term. So the public defender's been appointed. You've got a revocation arraignment hearing February 4 at 8:30 a.m. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and the bond here is a $500 secured appearance bond. If you do post bond and you are released from custody, you do still need to abide by all terms of probation. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours. If you don't have a current phone number, there will be one included in your paperwork. Do you have any questions regarding that? All right, if you want to go and leave the headphones there, we'll go ahead and get those taken care of.
Hey, and if you guys don't like how it looks right here, jump onto my other platform.
We'll call Mr. Wiggins again. So we've got Richard Wiggins. After that, Marissa Tyree.
Just type that in at CollectCallFrom, and you'll be able to see it way better. Spectacular, 5 stars, 1080p, full HD, if you will.
Your full name and date of birth?
Huh?
Your full name and your date of birth.
Richard Anthony Wiggins, 11186.
You're saying your date of birth is 1/11 of 86?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, note you've been booked under 2 separate names now. You were fingerprinted in order to obtain your identity here today. So we'll go ahead and proceed on the 2 matters we have here today, which are 2 probation violation warrants for petitions to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3, 4, and 5. So the public defender's been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing February 4 at 8:30. And in this matter, the bond in each warrant's been affirmed. The first one's a $500 bond. The second is $250, so $750 total for both. If you post bond and are released from custody, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours of your release. Do you have any questions regarding these 2 cases here today?
No.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork so you can have a seat. We have Marissa Tyree and then Kyle Johnson up next.
I've been doing Osceola County in Florida to answer your question. Anybody that's new here, we're watching court hearings from Maricopa County. These are live.
Full name and date of birth?
And direct.
January 10th, 1988.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You are here for 2 separate cases today. So the first one that I have here is going to be for a probation warrant. This is for a failure to appear after your last revocation hearing, or at your last revocation hearing, rather. So that date is now going to be set on February 4 at 8:30 a.m. at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix, and the bond in your warrant's been affirmed, which is a $500 secured appearance bond. If you post bond and are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by those terms, including contacting probation within 72 hours. The other case I have here for you is going to be the new matter that just came in. This is for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges submitted are 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed in that matter as well. Your court dates there are a status conference February 3rd with a preliminary hearing February 6th, both at 8:30. Your bond in that case is a $50 cash-only appearance bond. So you'll get paperwork for each individual case. It is going to go over all of that information, but do you have any questions at this time?
No.
All right, if you want to go and step over to your left, we'll get that paperwork to you so you can have a seat. We have Kyle Johnson and then Austin Johnson up after that.
Morning, ma'am.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Kyle Johnson, 3888.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for 2 separate cases today. The first one that I have here is going to be the new matter you were just brought in on, and this is going to be for a new case out of Superior Court. It's alleging 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs and 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs. Those are both Class 4 felonies. So the public defender has been appointed there. You have a status conference set February 3rd with a preliminary hearing February 6th, both at 8:30. In that matter, there is a bond. You have a $250 secured appearance bond. So you are still on probation. That's the matter that I'm about to go over. So if you do post these bonds and are released, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours. So your next matter that I have here is your probation case. It's here today because a petition to revoke was filed in that matter alleging a violation of terms 6, 7, and 12. So the public defender is appointed there as well. You have a revocation arraignment hearing February 4 at 8:30, and the bond in that warrant was affirmed. That is a $100 secured appearance bond. $350 is the total for both matters. Do you have any questions regarding either case that we've gone over here?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork over there. All right, looks like we are to Austin Johnson. After that, we have Anthony Sharp. All right, Mr. Johnson, go and state your full name and date of birth.
First name is Austin Johnson, 10/13/1963 with explanation.
All right, sir, you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 2 counts of shoplifting as a Class 4 felony and 4 counts of shoplifting as a Class 1 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You have a status conference set on February 12th with a preliminary hearing February 14th, both at 8:30. In this matter, you are being released, but it is subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You will receive some additional information regarding that before you go. That does include their contact information, as you do have to stay checked in with them while on release. You're also ordered not to return to the scene of the offense or have any contact with any complainant or witness. Do you have any questions regarding this?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Step over to your left. You can go and pick up that paperwork over there. We've got Anthony Sharp, Elijah Edwards up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Anthony Ray Sharp Jr., April 15, 1980.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of aggravated DUI, that is a Class 4 felony, 1 count of consuming liquor in a vehicle or having liquor in a vehicle, that's a Class 2 misdemeanor, 1 count of driving on a suspended license, I think that's a Class 1 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference set February 12th with a preliminary hearing February 14th, both at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, you are being released today, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You're also going to have alcohol testing and monitoring as part of those release conditions. Your conditions do include the terms that you are not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription, and you are not to possess or consume any alcohol while on release. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork over there. We've got Elijah Edwards, and then Michael Paddock will be up next. All right, Mr. Edwards, state your full name and date of birth.
Elijah Moses Edwards, 9/30/97.
All right, so you're here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of obstruction, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor. That was the 1 count. I was able to find probable cause on here today. There are 2 additional counts that I did not find probable cause on. That's 1 count of resisting arrest and 1 count of shoplifting. That doesn't necessarily mean those charges are going away, but I was not provided with sufficient information to proceed on just those today. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. Your current court dates are going to be a status conference February 12th with a preliminary hearing February 14th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And you are being released subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You'll receive additional information in your paperwork regarding that process. You do need to stay checked in with them while you're on release. Our contact information will be included. You're also ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any complainant or witness involved in this matter. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you want to pick up that paperwork over there. We've got Michael Paddock and Andre Jordan up next. Hi, Mr. Paddock. Go and say your full name and date of birth.
Michael Allen Paddock, second, 13173.
Thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of burglary in the 3rd degree, which is a Class 4 felony, 1 count of theft, a Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, it's a Class 3 misdemeanor. So in this matter, the Legal Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do have a status conference set February 12th with a preliminary hearing February 14th, both at 8:30, and those are going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I will let you know, sir, that I did seriously consider a bond in your case, but since the state did submit a written recommendation requesting pretrial services for your release condition, which is also what I was considering, I'm going to go with that. So you are being released today, but it is subject to the supervision of pretrial services, and before you go, you'll receive a packet of paperwork that has their information in it. That does include their contact information. You do need to stay checked in with them while on release. You're also ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, or co-defendant. So do you have any questions regarding any of the information I've gone over?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you can pick up that paperwork over there. We've got Andre Jordan, and then Shadrack Healy will be up next. All right, Mr. Jordan, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Andre Jordan, 8/13/75.
All right, sir, you're here for a new case out of the University Lakes Justice Court. So in that matter, the charge is 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree. That's a Class 3 misdemeanor. You're not entitled to court-appointed counsel based on the nature of the charge. Since this is a misdemeanor offense, it does not otherwise qualify, but you do have the right to retain an attorney in this matter to represent you. An arraignment hearing is set February 18 at 1:30. That'll be at the University Lakes Justice Court. The address of that court is provided in your paperwork. You are being released on your own recognizance today with orders that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, have any contact with any alleged complainant or witness. Do you have any questions regarding this information?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork and have a seat. All right, so we've got Mr. Healy, Angelica Marchwani will be up next.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Shadrack Michael Healy, December 8, 2000.
Thank you. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. This is for a petition to revoke filed back in September that does allege a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. So the public defender's been appointed to represent you. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing set February 4 at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I do show that you self-surrendered on the warrant that you have here. It is only for that reason that I'm going to be releasing you today. Otherwise, I would have affirmed the bond that was in your warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are being released, but it is subject to the supervision of your probation officer. You are still on probation. You do still need to abide by those terms, even though you have a petition to revoke pending. So you do need to contact probation within 72 hours of your release. Okay. All right, any questions regarding that?
No, Your Honor.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork. Thank you, sir. All right, so we've got Angelica Marchwani and Nicholas Carter up after that. All right, ma'am, your full name and date of birth.
Angelica Marchwani, 12/20/1993.
All right, ma'am, you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The 1 count here is 1 count of criminal trespass in the 1st degree, which is a Class 6 felony. So in this case, the Legal Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on February 12th with a preliminary hearing February 14, both at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on a review of your history, I believe most of it was fairly dated. I am going to be following the PSA recommendation, and you are being released on your own recognizance. It is your promise to appear. You do have orders, though, that you are not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, and you are not to have any contact with any co-defendant in this matter. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork so you can have a seat at this time. Nicholas Carter. After that, we have Raul C.S. Lopez.
Morning, Your Honor.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Nicholas Carter, 9/29/95.
All right, sir, you've got 2 separate cases here today. I'll go ahead and start with your Superior Court case. This is for a warrant that was issued for a direct complaint that's been filed in Superior Court. It is for 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. The date of offense for this matter is May 24 of 2023. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do have a status conference set February 12th with a preliminary hearing February 14, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, I don't show you received notice of the summons that was sent out in this matter, so I am going to be following the PSA recommendation. You are being released on your own recognizance. That is going to be your promise to appear. You do have a second case here. This is for a warrant issued out of the Peoria Municipal Court. Their case number is CM 2023-659. In that matter, they've set an arraignment hearing February 18 at 9 a.m. That'll be at the Peoria Municipal Court. Since it does look like that was the first warrant issued in that matter, I'm going to give you a second shot to appear at that next court date. You are being released on your own recognizance with otherwise the same release conditions. If you fail to appear at that February 18th court date, it's likely another warrant's going to issue at that time. You might not have that same luck next time you come through here. Any questions regarding this?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over and go and pick up that paperwork, we've got Mr. Cias, Raul Cias Lopez, and then Amanda Gosian will be up next.
Hey, Liz. So TT is TikTok. A lot of people came over from TikTok. Highly
All right,
appreciate
sir,
that.
full name
Hi,
and date
good
of birth.
morning. Raul Cias Lopez. My date of birth is 04/28/2001.
All right, so you're here for a warrant issued out of the White Tank Justice Court.
Yes,
This
correct.
is a warrant, it's called an initial arrest warrant, okay? It's a warrant that was issued in lieu of a summons in this case, so it is not a failure to appear warrant. So the charges here are 1 count of criminal damage, 1 count of disorderly conduct. Those are class 1 misdemeanors with the offense date of June 26th of 2024. Now, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this case. You have an arraignment hearing February 18 at 9:30. That'll be at the White Tank Justice Court. In this matter, since it is an initial arrest warrant, I'm going to be releasing you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear. You do still have orders, though, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this case. Do you have any questions regarding anything I just went through?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you go ahead and pick up that paperwork over there. We've got Ms. Gosian.
Also, when this stream ends normally ends like a little bit before 8 o'clock. I have another stream starting from Pima County,
All right,
which
ma'am.
is also
Full name and date
Arizona.
of birth?
7/26/88, Amanda Garcia.
All right, you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued, which is for a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You currently have a revocation arraignment hearing set February 4 at 8:30, and that'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Because you don't have any other prior reinstatements as well as and mainly as well as the fact that your your warrant just had a minimal bond on it. I'm not going to set that bond. You are being released, but it is still subject to the supervision of your probation officer within 72 hours of your release here today. You do need to contact probation and otherwise stay in compliance with the rest of your probation terms. If you fail to do that, a supplemental petition to revoke could be filed and you'll likely be held in custody next time. Any questions regarding that?
No, thank you.
You want to go and step over?
You're
Before
free.
we call
We're
our
all.
last matter, I'll go ahead and put the house
You're free.
calls
We're
on
all
record. We have
free.
Christopher Gelling, date of birth
Everybody's
10/11/91. Do you know why he was a house call?
What was last name?
Gelling?
He was combative.
All right, so he's here for a warrant that was issued out of the Kyrene Justice Court. In that matter, an arraignment hearing is set February 12th at 9:30 a.m. at the Kyrene Justice Court. This is a failure to pay warrant and the only post-adjudication warrant issued in this matter, so he is being released on his own recognizance. We've got Raul Imperial, date of birth 12/26 of 1989. I show he was unsafe behavior, bizarre behavior.
You said Imperial?
Imperial.
He refused to come into court.
I'm sorry?
He refused to come into court.
Okay, so he's here for 3 separate matters. The first one's a new case out of Superior Court that is alleging 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony, 1 count of criminal trespass as a class 1 misdemeanor, and the public defender has been appointed. Status conference set February 3rd, preliminary hearing February 6th, both at 8:30. He does have a $50 bond in this matter. Next 2 cases are his probation cases. In each one of those, a term 1 violation has been alleged. Public defenders appointed there as well. Revocation arraignment hearing February 4 at 8:30. Each of those matters has a $250 secured appearance bond. All right, let's go ahead and have Joshua Binkley Weatherby. And our last matter is still today, because we haven't heard anything new about him. Okay. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Joshua Allen Binkley Weatherby, November 14th, 2005.
All right, so you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges that have been submitted are 3 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. These are class 2 felonies. In this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. Your court dates at this time are a status conference February 3rd, preliminary hearing February 6th, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Now, in this matter, based on the nature of the charge that you're here for, the harmful nature to children in this matter, you do have a bond that's a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. If you post bond and are released from custody, it would be subject to the supervision of pretrial services. You'd also have electronic monitoring, which is required under Arizona law for this charge. Your orders are going to include that you not contact any complainant or witness in this matter. You are not permitted to have any contact whatsoever with minors under the age of 18. Do you currently have any minors residing in your household?
No.
All right. You are also prohibited from accessing the internet through any electronic means. So that would include any cell phone as well. So if you do need a cell phone, you would have to find one that does not have that capability. Now, any questions regarding anything that I just went through. All right, do you want to step over? We'll get you paperwork. That'll have everything in there as well. All right, so we do have one other matter that was on our calendar for Cody Tolsdorf, date of birth 1/14/94, who is still in the hospital. Our last update did indicate he is still intubated, so we'll go ahead and move him. Let's just go, since we're closer on time frame, let's just go ahead and move him to the 11, and we can move him again if we need to. All right, I show that is now everybody. We'll go ahead and turn off the recorder.